Okay, look. You are not going to believe this. Just
Right.
get ready for it. Minnie Mouse. In a horror film, yes, I promise you, you heard that right. We're not talking about, like, a cartoon short or something.
Not a theme park thing.
No, no, not a theme park appearance, but an actual, full-blown, seems like low-budget horror film
Yeah.
where she's apparently going on a killing spree.
Wow. Okay.
When I first saw this news, I mean, my jaw genuinely dropped. It's just such an unexpected, kind of wild development for an icon like Minnie.
Yeah, that's definitely out there.
So this deep dive today, it's really all about unpacking this fascinating, if maybe slightly unsettling, revelation. Our info, it's coming straight from an article in Daily Disney News,
Okay.
and they credit Deadline as the original source.
Right. Reliable sources.
Yeah, so our mission basically is to understand why a character like Minnie Mouse, so beloved, so, innocent, is suddenly stepping into this totally different genre. What are the details of this specific film? And maybe, what is this whole trend, because it feels like a trend, what does it mean for our familiar pop culture icons?
Yeah, that's the bigger picture, isn't it?
Exactly. We're talking Minnie Mouse here, the one from Steamboat Willie with Mickey, way back, 1928?
That's the one.
To see her pivot into horror, I mean, it's a huge shift. It really makes you stop and think, okay, how exactly did we get here?
Well, what's truly fascinating, I think, is just how quickly this is all moving, how fast the trend is accelerating.
Right.
We saw it first with Winnie the Pooh, didn't we?
Yeah, the Pooh horror stuff.
Then the original Steamboat Will and Mickey version kind of dipped its toe in.
Uh-huh.
And now, boom, Minnie Mouse is stepping right into that horror spotlight.
So what's it called? Does it have a title yet?
Oh, yeah. The film is titled Minnie's Midnight Massacre.
Minnie's Midnight Massacre. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it's certainly not holding back on that darker interpretation.
Yeah, that title alone kind of sets a certain tone, doesn't it? So what are the specifics then? What do we know about the actual film, the plot? Who's behind it?
Well, the sources, they indicate that filming is actually wrapped already.
Oh, really? Quick work.
Yeah. It's directed by a guy named Brett Bentman. And the plot, well, it revolves around a character.
Mm-hmm.
Or, interestingly, maybe someone wearing a mask of her face.
Mm-hmm.
The source is a little ambiguous there.
Mm-hmm.
But this character, or masked figure, goes on a killing spree.
Okay.
And the stated motive, seeking revenge against childhood bullies who apparently tortured her as a teenager.
Revenge against teenage bullies for Minnie Mouse.
That's what it says.
That is quite a backstory.
Yeah.
Wow. And the ambiguity you mentioned about whether it's the character herself or someone in a mask, that's really interesting. Is that like a creative choice or maybe even a strategic one? Trying to use the character but maybe avoid infringing on later versions?
Or just for the story. It could easily be both, couldn't it? I mean, the legal side definitely plays a role in how they can even approach this.
Sure.
But the creative team is also clearly, leveraging the inherent creepiness of seeing that familiar, innocent face doing something so completely out of character.
Right, the shock value.
Exactly. It's designed to shock, to provoke. The film is produced by Tiffany McDonald and Derek Redford. They also worked on a film called Bull Shark.
Okay.
And Hannah Houston from Stiletto, she leads the cast. Though it's not totally clear if she's playing Minnie, the masked person, or maybe one of the victims.
Interesting. And who's putting it out there? Distribution?
Right, so it's set to be distributed worldwide by ITN.
ITN? Wait, isn't that the same company?
Yep, the very same company that's been responsible for those Pooniverse horror films.
Oh, okay. The Pooniverse, yeah, that whole collection of Winnie the Pooh horror movies. So, okay, same distributor. Does that mean Minnie's Midnight Massacre is actually part of that same horrifying shared universe?
See, that's a really crucial distinction here. The source explicitly states the film is not affiliated with those Pooniverse films.
Oh, okay. Not connected.
Not connected, despite the shared distributor. Which, that raises its own questions about how these things are being managed, even within the same company channels.
Yeah.
And it really just highlights how quickly these new opportunities pop up once, the IP laws shift.
That's a really vital clarification then. So not a connected universe, just the same distributor handling it.
Exactly.
Which then kind of brings us back to the big question. How is this even possible? How can someone just, make a Minnie Mouse horror film? Isn't she like peak Disney property?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, like you said, it really all boils down to intellectual property, specifically the public domain.
Ah, okay. Public domain.
The animated version of Minnie Mouse, who debuted in Steamboat Willie back in 1928, She officially entered the public domain on January 1st, 2024.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this means that particular original version of the character and the specific stuff from Steamboat Willie itself, it's just no longer under copyright protection.
Right.
Anyone can use it, adapt it, without needing permission from Disney, without paying royalties.
So it's not the modern Minnie, the one with the red bow we see everywhere in the parks and newer films, but specifically that original black and white, maybe slightly cruder 1928 version?
Precisely that version.
That is just wild to think about. Disney, I mean, the company that guards its characters so fiercely, essentially has no control over this foundational iteration of one of their most famous creations now.
That's right.
So that's what really opened the door for this kind of, well, like you said, unhinged reimagining.
Precisely. And this trend, it isn't just some legal loophole people found. It feels like a profound cultural statement almost.
Yeah.
About how we interact with nostalgia, with intellectual property, especially now in the digital age.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now, filmmakers are clearly tapping into the inherent recognition factor and the shock value these beloved characters carry.
Definitely the shock value.
It's a quick way to generate buzz, create this unique genre clash that maybe resonates with audiences looking for something unexpected, something different.
Yeah.
It really highlights how dynamic these IP laws are and how they directly impact storytelling. Once something hits the public domain, it basically becomes a canvas.
Right.
Anyone can reinterpret it, regardless of the original creator's intent or the original genre. And it allows for this complete transformation, even into something as drastically different as, well, a horror icon seeking revenge.
It really does push the boundaries of how we see these characters, doesn't it? It makes you wonder, okay, what's next?
Exactly.
So I guess, what does this all mean for us? For you, the listener, who maybe grew up with these characters as symbols of, innocence and joy?
Well, I think this isn't just about Minnie's Midnight Massacre, right? It's about this really fascinating intersection of law, culture, and pure creativity. It just underscores the idea that stories, characters, they're not static things. They keep evolving, adapting, sometimes in ways we could never predict.
Yeah, really unexpected ways.
And it fundamentally challenges our perceptions, maybe, of who these characters are and what they represent. It's kind of a testament, in a way, to the power of the public domain, how it can sort of democratize storytelling.
Okay, so let's maybe recap the key takeaways here for you listening.
Good idea.
We've seen Minnie's Midnight Massacre just burst onto the scene. It's a low-budget horror flick. The premise is the Steamboat Willie version of Minnie, or maybe someone in a Minnie mask, that part's a bit fuzzy, goes on a revenge-fueled killing spree against teenage bullies.
Quite the concept.
And this only became possible because her specific 1928 iteration entered the public domain this past January. That stripped away the original copyright protections for that specific version.
Right, the key legal point.
And while ITN, the company known for the Pooniverse films, is distributing it, Minnie's Midnight Massacre is explicitly not part of that same shared universe. That's important to remember.
It's a very important distinction, yeah.
This whole thing, it really just underscores how quickly the landscape of creative rights is evolving.
Definitely.
And how these iconic characters can be, reinterpreted in ways their original creators probably never, ever imagined.
Couldn't have foreseen it, yeah.
It feels like a really clear sign of a broader trend. These beloved figures, once they're freed from copyright, they sort of become fair game for any genre, apparently.
It seems that way.
Okay, so now let's leave you with a final provocative thought, something to mull over. If Minnie Mouse, from her 1928 Steamboat Willie debut, can become a horror villain seeking vengeance against teenage bullies, what other iconic figures from your childhood might be next, who might undergo similar transformations soon?
Good question.
Or, maybe even more provocatively, what creative reimaginings would you envision for characters once they're no longer locked down by copyright protection?
What would you do with them?
Yeah, think about it. Where are the boundaries of creativity and ownership in the future of storytelling going to lie? It's something to consider.